Were you an athlete, school teacher, or maybe worked in a corporate world? Our careers, they tend to be the way that we identify ourselves. Now, what happens when that identity is taken from you? We found ours in real estate. Now, let us help you find yours on the Free Agent Real Estate Investing Podcast, starting now.
Welcome to the Free Agent Real Estate Investment Podcast. I'm your co-host, Stratton Brown.
And I am your other co-host, Michael Butler. Guys, thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I got two phones. I just want to show these off. I got two of them.
You got a trap phone and you got a business phone?
Well, I officially did it. This is my personal phone.
Did you switch over? Is that an iPhone?
No, it's a fucking Android, bro.
How the fuck would you do that?
So it makes it uncomfortable to use the phone, so I use it less.
Bro, we about to scrap this whole goddamn podcast. My man came up in here with a
So
Android.
this is the Google Pixel, the second rated phone out there, besides the iPhone. And so I got this one, and this has I think Kalani and my parents have this.
Okay.
And Jay-Z, my assistant.
You say Jay-Z?
Yeah, Jay-Z. I don't know if you've talked to Jay-Z yet.
No.
And
Bat phone.
this is the bat phone.
Okay.
Then this is
The work phone.
the work phone. But the hardest thing is, bro, is that I've been pushing so much through our social media that I have to use this phone so much because I don't have anything on here.
Yeah.
Except notes, Audible, a journal, and Kindle.
Okay. So that's one you take with you when you do like your morning routine and stuff like
this is like my morning phone, blah blah blah, do this. But then I think after the event, I will stop. I'll pretty much hop off social media for every month and just take a detox.
I'm sorry to hear that.
You say you're sorry to hear that?
Yeah.
It's just too much for me sometimes.
No, it is. I mean,
and because it's a business now, right? So I really care because it's one thing of getting the dopamine hit. It's another thing I make money with this shit, right? So it's a bigger dopamine hit. Did we make any money?
Yeah.
Did we make any money? Did we make any money?
Man, I was gonna say, but still, if you're even by yourself, say you take the bath home with you, your morning routine, and you're journaling and stuff like that, and something pops in your head and you want to record it, what does that camera look like?
It's great. But I did my research, right?
If you did your research, you wouldn't have bought that.
No, it has to be, bro. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
Don't let me be a Debbie Downer, bro.
Kyle did the same thing too. It's about time you get a bath phone.
Huh?
Kyle got a bath phone.
Nah, y'all more popular than me.
No. But it's nice. It's nice because now I've somewhat set the walls of all right, because nothing really does happen until 10:30 for me, and I can at least work.
Yeah.
And 1 to 2 hours depending on the time I wake up in the morning. Then we have Zeno time and shit, and get them ready for school.
Mm-hmm.
Then 8:30 I have storage stuff, and then I can get on my phone. But.
Sheesh. Let's get a little bit of engagement in here, guys. If you're tuning in right now, go ahead and say what's up. Let us know your name, where you're from, if you invest, just kind of what's going on with you, so we can get a gauge on who's in here.
All right, bro. Whose topics first?
Let's go ahead. I'll start it off. I will start it off. So we're gonna start bringing some topics to the podcast and get you guys kind of a little bit more involved, kind of a little bit what's going on, or some things that might have jumped out to us throughout the week and stuff like that we want to bring on here to give you guys a little bit of our opinions on that. Not that you guys sometimes care, but who gives a shit?
I think it'll be educational.
It should be. But this one is not. I wanted to talk about the 49ers and the Cowboys, man. As you know, I'm a huge 49er fan. I know a lot of Cowboy fans. We got a lot of Cowboy fans in our family. And going into the week, I felt like it was one of those things where we had a good opportunity because we're good at running the ball. And if you know football, man, that's just always been my thing. You got solid defense, you can run the ball. That's just the one thing that if you can't stop the run, it's really hard to win because there's nothing worse than a team that just pounds it up your ass.
Man, fire that motherfucker Mike McCarthy. You got 14 penalties?
Yeah.
Well, that's the most undisciplined team ever. Fire that motherfucker Mike McCarthy.
They had a lot of young guys, I heard.
I don't give a fuck.
I know. I get it.
You're a professional athlete.
I get it. The Cowboys just weren't that good.
Bro, you know they were good. That's the worst part, bro.
Based off of the strengths, I feel like, of the 49ers compared to the Cowboys, I feel like our strengths are more championship quality type strengths. Like, our strength isn't our quarterback. It's our run game. And if you can eat up clock and you can control the ball and you can pound the ball, you have a high chance of winning because you keep your defense on the field that's already good. And so now that the chances that their offense gets to come out there to do something, your defense has.
Dallas has a legit defense though. That was the hard part. Like the first 3 quarters, bro, they got ran up their ass.
I think the best defenses are in the NFC West.
I don't know conferences now.
So you figure you got the Seahawks, you got the Rams, you got the 49ers, and the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Those are typically good, like West Coast ball football teams with good defenses.
And crazy pass rushers. They've always had like beast-ass pass rushers.
Agreed. But kind of what I wanted to talk about that is like it's funny because we're watching the game, and I was thinking about like all my friends that are Cowboy fans, and I was like, oh, I'm about to hit them up now. You know, it was like halftime. I'm gonna start talking shit to some people, right? And then I did it because I really started thinking about those people, and then I'm just like, you know, I know a lot of Cowboy fans, but a lot of them are super like Cowboy fans are low key crybabies. You can call and talk shit to a Niner fan, like whatever, dog. Like Raider fans can take it, you know what I mean? They get upset, whatever it may be. But Cowboy fans, like if you talk about the Cowboys, dog, like they get so sensitive about it. So then it's just like, what can I really say to a Cowboy fan because they're already damn near probably crying about the damn loss,
bro. So I try not to be like a sports fan because I get furious, right? I get mad. And I was listening to DMs like, bro, if you're a grown man and you're wearing another man's jersey, you're a bitch.
Yeah, I got one.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
But like it takes up so much time and energy of like things you can't control. And this is the only like sports game I've been into besides when Fresno State shit the bed this year that I've been like vested in because I was on the phone with my boy Francis. He plays for the Cowboys. So I was like, bro, if you go to the Super Bowl, I want some fucking tickets. He's like, I got you.
Yeah.
I was watching that game like a hawk.
You had a lot invested.
I had a lot invested, bro. I was screaming at my television.
Oh, it'll never get that. It'll never get that crazy.
Bro, Super Bowl?
I mean, you had a lot invested.
That's a lot invested, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
Tickets to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's dope.
Go see one of my childhood best friends in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
come on. Bro.
That's pretty. I mean, that's dope. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Sorry, we had to do that to you. But I enjoy it, man. To me, sports for me, it's like a way for me to kind of get away from the day-to-day stuff.
I can see myself getting too because I can sit down all day and watch football.
Mm-hmm.
Like, God damn, you're just a dog, right? And like, oh man, that's a play.
Yeah.
Come back, Strat. Did you see that play? Rewind it. Look at him. He's on the ground.
I enjoy it. Sometimes I do agree. Like sometimes I feel like I think early on when I first got started in real estate, I didn't watch a lot of TV at all. I didn't. We recorded everything, so me and my wife would watch it at night. We still do that. And then football, I kind of lost track of in a way because I was focused. I was dialed in a lot more. But I think as I continue to grow, I try to be a little bit more lax. I feel like if you get done what you're supposed to get done when you're supposed to get it done, there's nothing wrong with catching a game and actually being a fan of something. Like at the end of the day, I mean that's what I like to do. It's something I think brings family. It brings families together.
It does bring families together.
And so I mean, that was one thing. Our household is divided when you talk about baseball, right? Because my wife's whole family is Dodger fans, and me and my daughter were Giants fans. But one thing that I couldn't let go was just like, bro, my household is Niners, bro. We don't do none of that Raider shit, Cowboy shit. Like, we Niners in this household. And so I went out and bought all my kids Niner jerseys, dog, and we about to be ready this weekend. Because I always be ready, you know what I mean? But my kids are getting a little bit more involved in it and shit. So I think it's dope. My wife's like, I don't want to buy them no jersey at that age. I'm like, why not? Like, they're gonna get older.
We bought Zeno when we went to the Cowboys game. We bought Zeno jersey.
Yeah.
And he got it dirty immediately, but like we still bought it for him.
Yeah, but like I never like really got jerseys like that when I was little, just because the price of them. You know what I mean? And so to me, it's just like that's kind of what you grow into. That like you get a jersey, you feel like whatever. Yeah, I wear another man's jersey, but like at the end of the day, like that's my team, bro. Like that's.
I love the hype of it though. Like of the kids, like when we took Zeno to the Cowboys game. Oh, he loved it.
Those are memories, bro. Those are experiences that you get to have with your kids that they remember and they take with them till
forever.
You know what I mean? So like that's why I enjoy sports because, like I said, I think it brings families together.
One thing that was crazy, and then we'll segue. When I was at the Cowboys game, I was like, bro, where the fuck's the announcer, like the commentator? Like I'm like waiting for one of the dudes to say like, oh yeah, blah 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 blah, like John Madden type shit. And there's nothing.
R.I.P. John Madden.
R.I.P. John Madden. All right, what's mine? Ooh, you want to go to the Kendall Milton thing? Then we'll go into business. Right?
Yeah, man. I just first and foremost, I just wanted to shout out my man Kendall Milton, man. He graduated here from Buchanan High School. 5-star running back. Like he was like the number 1, number 2 rated running back in the country. Coming out here, I had a pleasure at coaching against him every year in high school, and every year it was just more and more fascinating, man. It was definitely special to be able to watch him kind of just really go through high school and just watch his body grow, and you know what I mean, like those things fascinating, you know what I mean. And so when he went to Georgia, that was obviously dope because I mean you could damn near say that's running back you. You know what I mean? And so
Georgia and Alabama, but I mean Georgia's put out some legit dudes over the last few years.
100%. And so for him to go there and just have faith and just kind of his decision and kind of what they're building there is a testament to that Georgia program.
Bro, it's more than that though, because if you're gonna go to a top 5 school, really Alabama, Georgia, really those two in Clemson.
Yeah.
You're committing to betting on yourself at 100%. A very, very high level.
At a
high level.
And let's be real. I mean, we can talk education. We can talk all this shit. You go to those schools to go to the league.
You're going to
you know what I mean? If you're going for education and stuff like that, yeah, you may go somewhere else. But like, if your goal is go to NFL, bro, you're trying to play against the best. And
practice with the best. Bro, you're betting on yourself at a high level, and then the amount of work ethic you have to even break into it and then stay. Because even when you get on the field. To get on the field, to stay on the field, there is no coasting there.
Yeah.
There is no coasting in those 3 programs, bro.
Yeah.
Because the freshman who they brought in just doesn't know the plays.
Yeah.
It's the only difference.
100%. And so I wanted to give Kendall a shout out, man, because I think it's fucking awesome. He's a freshman. You know what I mean?
Was he a freshman? He's
a freshman because he graduated early. But let's not get on that topic because Buchanan didn't let him walk in his graduation because he graduated early. Right? From what I believe, he stood outside the stadium at his high school graduation.
I said it.
I think it's a Clovis Unified thing because they did the same thing to one of our players, Keanu Williams, because he graduated early to go to Oregon. Both great players, both great kids.
Graduated from high school a semester early, you're not going to let him fucking walk?
Exactly. So he graduated early because it was COVID season. So he went in the spring, so in January. Yeah. And they had that 2021 season in the spring. So, but that year doesn't count against their eligibility, essentially. Because they got another year. So essentially he'd be a true freshman right now. Okay. Because he still has a red shirt.
That's so nice, bro.
So, I mean, he capitalized on something that was negative in a way with the COVID season and stuff like that. And he took full advantage of it. And so, he's a freshman, man. Went down there to SEC school, played a lot throughout the year. Played great. You know what I mean? He didn't just get reps. Like he played. Bro. He played. You know what I mean? And now he's a national champion. You know what I mean? They beat Alabama.
Well, that's wild. The only thing I haven't seen other dudes coming out of. Well, I guess it's hard, right? You don't see a lot of the dudes coming out there being like successful in business. Like, well, you don't hear about them at the same time, bro. They're fucking going to the league, and they're in the league for like 8 years. Like, they're not just like. I was going through Alabama's roster. I was like, Connie, there's like 86 people from Alabama in the league right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm going through it, and some of these dudes were fucking Alabama walk-ons.
Oh, for sure.
Like, in the league. Like, a dude who never played, never heard his name.
USC used to be like that, remember?
Yeah. And there was like 5 of them.
That castle, huh?
I was like, yo. Yeah, that was a different thing because, like, the mentality, our offensive coordinator my senior year was at Alabama. Mm-hmm. And he said, like, the mentality of those people are, like, unreal. Like, what Saban's created as far as culture. Mm-hmm. And I'm fascinated to see, like, how, if you can apply that to real life, well, you'll never lose.
No. And it's a testament, too, of Nick Saban, too, if you think about it, because we could relate that or correlate that into business, right? You got a good structure. You got a good foundation. It doesn't matter who you bring into that business. It really doesn't matter who you bring in to that program. As long as they believe in those core values and what you're doing, then at the end of the day, it's going to continue to thrive.
Well, I think he's the best coach ever because it takes a lot to tell someone you're going to sit on the bench for 3 years.
Oh, 100%. But you respect that.
And you're going to have to come in and work your ass off. You're probably not going to get reps.
Yeah.
Like, just to be honest with you, bro.
I mean,
but then
Stinson, the quarterback for Georgia.
Trash.
Whatever. You know what I mean? Like, my man, his story is fucking unbelievable, dude. Like, most people would have tapped out. In this day and age, they tap out or they transfer to a smaller school so they can play.
Shout out to Jaco Product.
Who actually walked on.
He walked on first.
and wasn't going to play. So then I heard he walked on to JC down there, right? Because he went to the JC and freaking earned his stripes there, and he got offered a scholarship to Georgia, and wasn't even named a starter going into this year.
He'll be the most successful person on that team outside of
100%.
100%.
That was life lessons that was learned. That was
nobody has that perseverance, that grit, and like some of them do, but like y'all don't know what the JUCO life is like, but that shit is grimy. And then the bounce back, come back, and you're still sitting on the bench again, waiting your turn. And then you come like nerves are still to come back in the national championship. No, I don't think he's very good. But as far as like the man being successful later on, the dude will be extremely successful no matter what he does. And he won Georgia national championship, so we should take care of
him. So what you got? What you got over there?
Oh, Activision and Blizzard was just bought by Microsoft for $68 or $69 billion.
So Activision, you see that across the screen, like when you're playing a game, like so they make Activision the games, right?
Yeah, they make all the games. I mean, Blizzard made WoW, so World of Warcraft,
okay,
and that was like one of the biggest like online games of all time. It was like RuneScape and shit.
So is Activision like Call of Duty and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was listening to a podcast before this. I think they said 3 million people in the world are gamers. 3 billion, sorry.
Wow.
3 billion of the world's population is a gamer.
That's awesome.
That is amazing. Like, so that's wild. And so, like, because everybody's like, why are they doing this? Like, the Blizzard CEO's had a bunch of problems lately as far as, like, sexual, like, of not running the company the right way. Like, there's sexual assault complaints, didn't handle it and everything else. But the way Microsoft is moving, and this goes for anybody who's in business, recurring revenue is king.
Okay.
Right. And so what Microsoft has done with the Xbox model is that they've created the Game Pass. And so you just pay a monthly subscription
for online playing gaming
to play different games, right? And they're just all available to you.
Oh.
Right. That's why these SaaS companies sell for such high multiples, because it's just a yearly subscription.
Yeah.
And then you don't know how long they're going to stay. And then the cost to reproduce that game is zero after it's been created. And so I can sell that over and over again, and it doesn't cost me money to just hand out a subscription.
So then it makes sense for Activision to buy out Microsoft, because if it's already on. Wait, what?
So Microsoft bought Activision. So this is Microsoft,
because they're already doing a subscription base for Activision's games anyway.
Yeah, so they're already doing that for Xbox.
So they're like, we want in on that. Then at that point, we might as well buy the gaming company, because.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, Xbox at a point in time was like, oh, is this like a redheaded stepchild or whatever? Like, it's just a little business. Now I think it even plays bigger, and like, keep your eyes on crypto gaming, because the one thing that's really good with crypto gaming is like the NFTs are actually valuable, and the coins are actually valuable, because like now the NFTs applied in the game and it works, because all a new skin on Fortnite is just an NFT.
100%.
Right, and so now that like it's going to a whole nother level. And now, Microsoft sees the vision. They just paid $69 billion for this shit, and so crypto gaming is about to take off.
So you can believe like whatever it is that you want to believe. But at the end of the day, like, people don't just drop billions of dollars on something that's a fad.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, so like when people are like, is this gonna be what it's supposed to be? Like, these businesses pay high level executives to do research and to really, you know what I mean? Like, these are big time decisions. You don't just dump that
technology acquisition of all time.
You know what I'm saying? So like, that should tell you something. Like, at the end of the day, like, when big businesses or big companies make decisions like that, like, shit's real.
And like, crypto gaming is really cool. Like, you can make a lot of money.
Well, the VRs, right? Isn't that what the VRs is?
So
maybe in the metaverse and shit?
Yes, but then like, there's some other shit on crypto gaming, like Axie Infinity, to where it's like Pokemon in the crypto world. I think it's like $3,500 to start. I can buy different Pokemon. I can breed the Pokemon to create new rarity. Then I can rent those teams out to other people for them to use my team to go fight other people, and they pay me. And then while they're renting me, they're arbitraging my animals.
That's
right?
Crazy.
Like, they're arbitraging it, and then when they win a battle, they get paid.
Yeah.
And so and then they make the split on top. Like, it's wild. You can breed, you get paid to breed stuff. It's called Axie Infinity.
Well, so think about playing Pokemon. So back in the day, like, you know, I mean, I'm 31 years old. So like, when I was in elementary school and more elementary, that's when Pokemon, the Game Boy Colors came out, right? Yeah. And we had the Pokemon Yellow, Pokemon Red, Gold, all that shit. And can you imagine, like in a sense, like, all this shit now with Pokemon, like, if you was Ash, like, you know what I mean? Like, now you're Ash, you're in the metaverse, you're Ash, and you going around fucking throwing virtual Pokeballs. Bro. Like, that shit sounds pretty dope, bro. Like,
it's dope. And then
someone come out with that, I low-key might be playing it, because
it goes into a VR set now, and I'm making money doing it. It gets into a crazy world of, like, the Matrix is not that far away.
Get some Pokemon.
But dudes are making like hundreds of thousands of dollars a month playing that game, Axie Infinity, like breeding Pokemon, catching Pokemon. Well, their version of Pokemon is pretty cool.
But I'm gonna try to get some Airbnbs in the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. You ain't gotta have no cleaners come through there. I guess you do some virtual cleaners. Virtual cleaners going in like knock the shit up.
But, so that's one of my topics.
Okay.
What else? But yeah, crypto gaming. Look into it, and
That's
then
pretty dope.
create recurring revenue models in your business. You have to, if you are in any type of business.
You see, Jake said the Game Pass has an insane amount of value. It's a no-brainer.
Right, but like, I mean, they made a really amazing offer with the Game Pass, right?
100%.
What's the other thing I got? Let me see.
Here we go. I'll hit this one real quick. So on Instagram yesterday, I seen Cam Wade had posted. She shared something on her story and about Airbnb, and I thought it'd be a great topic for those tuning in. So I thought it was, it was like one of those like wow moments in a way. And they said Airbnb.com had 73 million visitors in November of 2020, which was more than Hilton.com and Marriott.com. And they said with Airbnb having more monthly visitors than hotels.com, don't be surprised. And so my thought is just don't be surprised to see more cities like try to take advantage of that opportunity because hotels, obviously, they got the hotel tax and all that stuff. And I feel like if they're losing a lot of revenue because hotels aren't as booked as they typically would be, and it's all going to kind of Airbnb, people talk regulations and restrictions and stuff like that. I don't think it'll be a lot of restrictions, but I think there will be definitely the city's going to be like, hey, let me get some of this money. We don't care really what's going on, but we got to recoup kind of what we're losing.
It depends on what the old people say.
Yeah.
It depends on what the old people say.
But the old people don't like Airbnbs.
They hate Airbnb. So that's what I'm saying. Like old people hate the Airbnb model.
But I definitely think that's the wave that we're going in. With Airbnb and you talk about like millennials and Gen X and stuff like that. Like a lot of us don't want to go to hotels. A lot of us are very family friendly. A lot of us do like to kind of be.
Oh, and the fucking hotels are dirty. They're small. Like now when we go to, if you got a family, you got to get a hotel suite.
Yeah, or you got to get rooms back to back. You know what I mean? Like it's you're playing the game where you only got 3 people. You know what I mean? Sneaking the kids up last. You know what I mean? Like little things like that. Like Airbnb is honestly, I believe it's here to stay. Will there be more regulations? Yeah, there probably will be. You might have to have an LLC in order to co-host or to have or run a business out of at home. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's still a residential house.
Bro, that's a layer for idiots. Like that's some
yeah. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, you got to have a business so we can do a business tax. Like that's fine. We got an LLC.
But still, it's a layer for idiots. You think that changes shit?
No.
It doesn't change a damn thing. Like,
no.
Bro. And then what was I going to say? Oh, I don't see anything changing because if you drive around and see the amount of hotels that there really are.
Yeah.
Bro, there's a lot of hotels. Like where someone's saying like Airbnb is getting saturated.
No, not at all.
I was like, bro, go drive around and look at all the shitty ass hotels that are still here and they're still full.
Yeah.
You tell me Airbnb is saturated? Like the offer is better at Airbnb, and so it's going to take a while for that thing to plateau. And then still, if you're making $150 a night on your Airbnb, you're fine because most hotels are in like that price point.
Yeah.
And who's going to a cheap $8 hotel? Like,
and if you really think about it, like when you think about who stays at some of these Airbnbs too, so like here in the Central Valley, we get a lot of like construction companies that come in who are like building Walmarts and who are building some of these hotels or whatever that may be. Why aren't they sending their crews to hotels? So in a sense, like we're growing as a city, and we're growing because we're actually able to house construction crews at a better price than some hotels, but also give them way more amenities.
The offer's way better. Bro.
You know what I mean? The offer's way better. So now companies are going to be more willing probably to come here and help develop here because they can save money sending their crews here comfortably. So it's not a negative thing. Like these companies are essentially coming. Yeah, they're helping grow the Airbnb industry here or the short-term rental industry because Airbnb is just a platform. But it helps our city.
And this is another point for you guys. If you do ever make something new, be the first to market, like Airbnb, because all short-term rentals, like there's, I think, 3 different websites now.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what it is. It's
VRBO, Airbnb.
There's probably one other one.
What's the vacations or I don't know. It's like a bunch of ones.
But it doesn't matter.
Booking.com, I think.
Yeah, but it all is an Airbnb to everybody else. And just that branding of it is
Airbnb did a good job at branding short-term rentals Because when people think short-term rentals, the first thing they think is Airbnb. Oh, you got that Airbnb, and it's like, I got short-term rental that I use Airbnb to.
Right, like, but you could put it on Verbo. But no, you don't hear anybody talk about fucking Verbo.
No. Nah.
That's a big ass platform.
Yeah, it is.
I used one to book an Airbnb for one of my speakers at my event, but I didn't say I booked a Verbo. I said an Airbnb.
Yeah,
like that's
because it's familiar. It's what you know. It's the same thing like when people come go out of town and or you're not from here. Or you say you go to Texas or something, right? And they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from Kingsburg." "Kingsburg? Yeah, Dinuba, Fresno." "Oh, okay, yeah, I know where Fresno is." You know what I mean? It's almost the same thing. Like you're not gonna go around talking about Dinuba. You're gonna say I'm from Fresno. So short-term rental is the same thing. You're not gonna be like, "Hey, VRBO," like Airbnb.
But I think it's only good unless everything gets regulated.
Yeah. But even at that, it's really only so much you could really do. I think Kyle did a really good job, and we have a Airbnb or short-term rental Facebook group for all local hosts, and that was kind of our Kyle's idea in a way of us being able to fight against like some regulations, because the worst thing that you can do is have too many chiefs, right? Yeah. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians, right? So you get a chief that comes in like, hey, let's all get together. You know what I mean? And if we see something going bad, then we're gonna regulate against it ourselves. Like let's regulate it ourselves instead of having the city have to come in and regulate it.
Yeah, the government's never good in any aspect of getting in anyone's business. Oh my God, this weekend we fucked up. For the storage facility, but we ran our numbers wrong and we didn't anticipate the property taxes being as high as they were. Mm-hmm. And so at the end of the day, so our self-storage coach flew out and he was doing the math with us. He's like, yeah, I think you may come up a little bit short. And then I was like, what? No. Like I have this thing estimated coming out of I was like, I see 550 as a refinance. We bought it at 355 and there's gonna be nothing. Like we just hold it and fill it up. Like no CapEx, nothing. Like maybe we replace a couple doors, it's a couple $1,000.
Okay.
And so I was like, bro, it's a bargain. Mm-hmm. And then the property taxes come in, and then we didn't estimate the overall expenses the right way to where we were like, okay, it's going to take 40, but then we didn't expect it to take as much as it did. And so it brought the value of the property down by $100,000.
Yeah.
And so when we went to go, we did the math, and like by the time we went to go refinance, we would have had to bring like $60,000 to the table. Mm-hmm. To what was started out as like, well, it's a fucking home run deal.
Yeah.
Super easy. Don't have to do shit. Turned into an absolute, I was like, oh, I had to call the seller yesterday, like, bro. And I was like, we just fucked up. Like, it's a super easy turnaround because I think it's just going to keep it and turn it around.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to sell it.
Okay.
Because like I went to him like, bro, if I have to refinance this, I got to bring like $60K to the table.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to do that. And he was carrying the note too.
Okay.
And I was like, bro, I don't want to do that. Like, if you want to come down 60K, cool. But
he didn't.
When he was talking, I was like, yeah, if you guys want to buy it, I'm just going to set it up. Because like it was 20% occupied. And
how many units was it?
97.
Okay.
It was like 20% occupied, and it looked brand new. Gate worked. All we'd have to do is like put it in a new system, but like so the systems we were going to put in place skyrocketed over the cost because he was just kind of running it himself.
Mom and pop storage facility.
Somewhat mom and pop. He's a really sophisticated guy.
No, for sure. But I'm saying like he's not like Daryl Storage. You know what I mean?
He's not Daryl Storage.
Well, not a lot of people aren't Daryl Storage, but yeah.
So, but like we're going to go put in a call center, a entire software, boots on the ground, and like one other thing, and so our expenses really shot up, and it brought down our NOI too much to where it made it.
Well, how long would you, even if you had to bring 60 to the table?
I only had an 18-month term on the loan.
Okay, and bringing 60 to the table,
and we were raising money, and so I didn't want to have to bring 60K to the table,
and still have loan.
We were raising cash in, and the whole goal was right. I want to raise all the cash, get all the investors in, give them an equity split or give them a return, refinance out all their money.
Yeah.
Keep them in the deal. That way they get infinite return on their money. And then we just take their other money and roll it into the next deal.
Gotcha.
Right? Like that was the whole goal. Like it's pretty much a BRRRR, right? Like my goal was to BRRRR it.
Yeah.
And so for anyone else who was getting into real estate and like they want to do the BRRRR method, just make sure you know. Luckily we found it, and like it's not 18 months later. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I gotta put in 60K into this bitch, and then it doesn't even work, and the cash flow is not good enough.
For sure. And I mean that's your coaching in a sense came in to help you at that point, because had you did finish on or continue on with that purchase,
Oh, dude.
that's what you would have ran into. It would have cost you $60,000, if not a little bit more. So paying for coaching really, I mean, it saved you $60,000.
Oh yeah, it saved you $60,000.
You know what I mean? So like those are the little things people can be like, oh well, you know, he didn't have to spend it. You know, no, yeah, he would have. If his coach didn't notice that, you would have proceeded on with that transaction, and then you would have had to bring $60,000. You would have been juiced, and then you would have had to come back and pay $60,000. So he saved you $60,000
every time. I'm gonna say, I feel like I say this every podcast. Get a mentor.
Get a mentor.
Bro, get a mentor.
Get a mentor.
Have you seen how Zach Ginn's going after Pace and Jerry about the freaking wholesaling regulation? Like how Pace wants to and Jerry Norton want to build like the wholesaling association?
Yeah, I think that's tight.
Who's it? Zach Ginn? He has the
the dude on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like adamantly against it.
Why? Is he a realtor?
No. He's a wholesaler and he thinks it's just a claw for power by the gurus. Because he's 100% against charging people money for information. I was like, okay, I mean, cool.
I mean, that's cool for him. Like, it works for him. But like, you can't be. I feel like that's kind of wrong in the sense of like, just because that's not what you.
It's like, oh, it should all be free. Like, okay, you communist.
A lot of it is free. But at the end of the day, these are businesses, bro. And there's people who are willing. Like, I can go learn it from him for free, blah blah blah. But how much time are you really going to give all these people?
Right. Well, he only does YouTube. Like, he doesn't like. I think they do coaching.
Mm-hmm.
But like, he's like, oh, well, you can find it all on YouTube.
What do you mean coaching?
Like they charge people for coaching. I'm not sure.
Who they do?
Yeah.
But he said it also be free.
He said
he's doing the same shit.
He's doing the same shit. Well, and so let's say he isn't, but he's like, no, it should all be free. We don't even charge for coaching. You can get everything you need on our YouTube channel.
You could.
You could, but then is it one-on-one coaching?
No.
So the value's not there.
And the
value, you have to go put everything
is
together yourself. The value's not there.
Look, at the end of the day, when it comes to paying for coaching, the value is in the speed. It's not in the fucking knowledge. Anybody can go learn some shit on YouTube and fucking find a way to become successful. Go fuck it up a lot. Go lose a whole lot of fucking money. But let's be real. Like, if you want the speed for it, and again, we live in an age of instant gratification, right? The closest to instant gratification you're going to get is paying somebody to literally take their systems and fucking duplicate it.
Well, the only thing you don't get back is time.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you don't get back.
So, I mean, I get it. I learned a lot off of YouTube, right? And great people, great mentors in our area to help me answer some of my questions and stuff like that. But when you start really trying to build out a business and stuff like that, like you got to pay for that speed, dude. So, I mean, I really don't care how you feel about paying somebody for coaching. You pay to go to fucking school for 4 years. You know what I mean? You spend all that money and you don't even get a fucking job afterwards.
Right.
So
I think, bro, and I mean, I guess, so like the Robert Kiyosaki education company is the most notorious for just fucking people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of just like, we're in the business of selling education, not making people successful. But even like,
because you can't do the work for them.
Yeah.
Right? You're paying for the knowledge. I pay for plenty of courses, and sometimes I'm like, bro, I gotta go back and like actually like go back through this course. I pay for it. Like I need to make sure I get my money out of it.
But so I charge people education. I have 2 students who didn't do shit.
Yeah.
I told them exactly what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't listen. Didn't go do it.
What happens, bro? You
know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna give a shout out to Coach John Baxter. He's back at Fresno State. He was my tight end coach. He was our special teams coach when I was at Fresno State before going to USC. Who just came back? Hands down, probably one of the best special team coaches that I've ever like. Like the shit was a science, bro. And like he'll tell us we're blocking the kick this week, and this is how we're doing it, and we'll fucking go block the kick every fucking time. You know what I mean? Like it was wild, dude. It was, and so, but Coach Baxter, he always said that education is the one thing where people don't demand their money back, or the one thing where people don't demand pretty much to get what you're paying for. Like you'll pay to go to college, and then the first thing you'll do is not want to go to class. You know what I mean? Because you're tired or whatever it may be. Yeah. And then, but if you were to go to a movie theater and they canceled your movie or your showing, you'd be hot. You'd be demanding your $12 ticket back or your $20 ticket back. But yet a teacher or a professor posts a sign that class is canceled. No one's fucking hitting up the professor saying, hey, bro, like, I paid for this class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can say whatever you want to say about paying for coaches and paying for education and stuff like that, but that's the only how you're going to get the speed out of it.
Yeah, bro. Are you on TikTok that much?
Not as much, no.
Have you seen the Banter Lord on TikTok?
I don't even know what that is.
The dude with the iron? Oh my god, I'll send the shit to you.
Okay.
So he runs the council of men.
Okay.
And he's at war with a dude named the Rogue,
Okay.
who released the secrets of the Council of Men.
Okay.
And it's a TikTok war. And it's been going, I'm checking on this like every 3 days. And it's been going on for like 2 weeks.
Okay.
And I think there's going to be a TikTok war between this Zach guy. Well, I've talked to Zach, he's not a guy.
Mm-hmm.
And Jerry and Pace and Jamil, because Jerry and Pace and Jamil are starting like a NAR for wholesalers.
Well, I think that's dope. Like you're starting a community.
Well, I mean, so I'm against most regulation, but at the same time, a lot of people get mad because people go into wholesale with no education and fucking blow up and fuck up people's money.
So what they're creating right there is essentially what we did with short-term rentals here. We're trying to regulate it on our own. Before someone steps in and starts saying, "Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't." No, like if you're coming in with bad practices, you're locking up deals with no intention on closing on them, or don't have the skill to make sure that it does get closed on, or you're going ahead and locking up a deal with someone who already has a notice of a trustee sale, they're about to lose their house in less than 30 days, and you don't know what the fuck to do with it. Like, bro, that's bad practice. Yeah. And that's because you're learning off of fucking YouTube, and you don't have anyone to necessarily go to and try to learn how to be as efficient with time as possible to get that transaction done. And ultimately, that affects those that do know how to do that.
Well, and I get the fact that like, oh, well, some people don't have money. But then I told the girl to get PropStream and an auto dialer, and she said, well, I don't have the money. That is offensive to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you like? So you don't care enough about yourself to go like get it? Because like you won't be successful without those two things.
Yeah.
Well, at least without PropStream. Like you need PropStream.
Yeah. 100%.
She was like, well, I don't have the money right now. It's like $100. I was like, it's $100. Go donate some blood. She's like, I may pop a blood vessel. I was like, well, you could stay broke forever. Like,
yeah, man,
bro.
Like, if that's the excuse that you're giving yourself,
if that's the excuse you're giving yourself, like it is unreasonable. Like, what do you want it or do you not want it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because you can go do a lot of things to make $100 a month.
Yeah.
You can go do a lot of things to make that extra $100 a month to pay for property.
Go gather some cans,
bro. Go gather some cans.
That's a whole lot harder than fucking just going to go donate some blood.
Right, like, bro, and like just the fact, I don't know why it peeved me so much because I was like, bro, I had to sacrifice everything to get going. Yeah. You did too, like, bro, I was selling everything, fucking working my ass off, and you're telling me you don't have enough money for $100 a month?
Yeah,
bro. If I figured it out with zero life skills, never had it. I had a job working for my dad doing electrical. I was like, bro, I'm not fucking doing that shit.
So I wonder what her, alternative was. Like, it was like, okay, well, I don't have money for this, so I'm just going to do it.
She said she was going to figure it out. She's like, I'll just do it like other people show me how.
Okay, well, I mean, if that's the way that she wants to do it, did she do it?
I don't
you know what I mean? Like,
I was like, with all due respect, you're going to fail. Like you'll see
how good she is. You'll see how good she is. If you told her that,
right, good for her.
The number one thing on her mind should have been fuck him.
Hopefully,
you know what I mean. Hopefully, right?
Hopefully. But I mean, I was like coming from a place of someone who's been in your situation, and I have multiple people reach out to me who are in your situation. There's really a common denominator of the amount of sacrifice you're going to make.
Yeah. To
make the thing you want happen.
There's a reason why a lot of people aren't necessarily where they want to be. It's because they're afraid to take that step. They're afraid they don't trust the process.
That's some Dave Ramsey shit, bro. Like, fucking don't go get some coffee.
Yeah.
Like it is so easy to squeeze out $100.
It is. Especially if you got a job.
Like if you got a job.
Hey, but you say $100. You know what people thinking? Like, bro, that's a day of work. That's a day of work. $100, bro.
Bro, like so.
What's minimum wage now? Is it?
It's like $13, dude.
$13 is good shit.
It's only a day of work. You're telling me you can't sacrifice a day of work for the upside, for a lifetime of upside.
Yeah.
Like it is. If you are out there and you are broke and you think $100 is too much for PropStream, I don't want to say go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But
go fuck yourself.
And I'll lean into like the Outwitting the Devil book, right? Like your mind is so fucked that you are not thinking the right way, organizing your life the right way. You're just not fucking lined up, dude.
Yeah.
It's only $100. Mm-hmm. And until you come over the fact that $100 isn't a lot of money, you're gonna struggle.
You really gotta evaluate yourself on that $100.
Where else is it going?
Where else is it going? Like why can't you spend $100 on something that's actually gonna change your life? Where else are you spending this money at? Go through those $10 transactions.
$10 transactions.
You know what I'm saying? Go through those transactions and see if you could have came up with $100. And that's a month. Like, we ain't even saying like a week. Like, it's $100 a month.
It's a month.
You know what I mean? For the value that's in that. And if you guys go ahead and look down low, you guys will see, go to mainlinecomps.com. You get a 7-day free trial. They don't even hit you for the $100 until 7 days afterwards. You should be so damn focused on what you're doing that it really don't matter. Because by the time they charge you for that $100, you should probably have a deal in your pipeline if you're that serious.
Well, you can even, there's Propelio. If you keep switching out emails, you can get Propelio for free.
It's more work than just fucking finding a deal.
Like, I was just so peeved. I was peeved because like your mindset is so messed up. I want to help you, but I can't help you.
Yeah.
I can't help someone like that.
Yeah.
To where I was like, you just got to go sell some shit to make up that extra $100. So because like I know PropStream's gonna help you.
Mm-hmm.
I make more money than you. Should probably listen to me. And I make more money than you in the industry that you're trying to get into.
Yeah. That you're trying to be successful.
That you're trying to be successful in, and I've been through your exact same position.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh no, I don't need it. Like, okay.
Here's another tip. If someone in the industry that you're looking to get into gives you a tip or advice on something to do, just do it. There's a reason why they're telling you that, especially if they're already successful at it. I mean, it works.
And they don't gain shit from telling you bad shit, right? Like, no one's gonna tell you like, oh no, you don't need to go do.
Yeah.
You go cut off your fucking left pinky. That'll get you.
Donate that shit.
Go donate
Get
that
the left
shit.
nut for $45,000.
Like nobody's telling you to go do stupid shit.
I thought about that.
I thought about
you
donating
get a testicle for how much? I don't need them.
Black market.
Shit.
But then you don't know how much they're taking out, right? But they say they're taking a kidney and you lose your large intestine.
For sure. Fuck, what was I thinking? I was thinking about something I can't even. I was telling my wife it's a lie if you can't remember what you were about to say. I was like, that means that you were going to be telling a lie. She's like, oh, I was going to tell you something. She's like, but I forgot. I was like, so it was going to be a lie.
No, but Outwitting. I'm rereading Outwitting the Devil.
Okay.
I think it is the #1 self-help book ever.
Hey, bro, we're like in sync because like it just came back to me what I was going to say, and what you said brought it back to me.
What was it?
No, you got to continue. Okay. Just know that you helped me get it back.
So, Outwitting the Devil is a conversation Napoleon Hill has with the devil over, I think it's like 12 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
And the #1 way the devil gets people is having people drift and not have definiteness of purpose in their life.
Okay.
And that is and fear. So fear of poverty, fear of death, and not having definiteness of purpose. But read it, bro. It is like it's Think and Grow Rich on steroids.
I got too many books already. I'm trying to.
What are you reading right now?
I'm still just in my 369 book, my Project 369 book. And that's what I was thinking. So I've gifted a book within the last year or so to some young folks, Think and Grow Rich. And as the thought kind of came to me before because I was listening to a podcast and I was really thinking about it. I was like, well, what kind of got me into real estate or what really shifted the mindset? So Think and Grow Rich is a powerful book, but I think you kind of got to be moving in that space already to really be able to capitalize off of Think and Grow Rich.
You won't be able to capture it if you're not in the space.
You get what I'm saying? And so in my mind, so then that's when I realized, like, I think I was gifting the wrong book because I should have been gifting Rich Dad Poor Dad, because that is the book. If you listen to just a lot of podcasts or just anyone who really thought real estate, at that point, that's really where that mindset was really shifted. That Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it was like, whoa, okay, so there's a different avenue. And so then you start to get curious and you start to look into it a little bit more. Whereas Think and Grow Rich, if there was nothing that really transitioned you to that point, like it really doesn't hit for you.
Well, people ask me about books all the time, like, what problem are you having?
Mm-hmm.
Like at this point, like, okay, let me open up my library.
Yeah.
And like what problem are you actually having?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I give people Think and Grow Rich. I don't really think about Rich Dad Poor Dad all that much, but I think it is like the #1 paradigm.
It's the #1 paradigm shift for people, no matter if you're going to real estate or just whatever. It doesn't even have to be like opening up a business. I mean, you're talking about just the thought process on how things occur and literally seeing, evidence of, this side of the menu and that side of the menu.
Yeah. And
so I just had that deep thought yesterday and I was just like, damn, like all this time I'm giving out this book that really, it doesn't, I don't want to say it doesn't have that impact, but it doesn't have the impact based off of where you are at that moment. I think that Rich Dad Poor Dad is going to get that brain kind of turning a little bit, and then when you get that Think and Grow Rich, it's like boom, like it amps it up.
I mean, just like people will think you're crazy if you tell me read Think and Grow Rich.
Yes, 100%.
But to me, it's like the number one book that every entrepreneur needs to read. Well, that and Outwitting the Devil First, Think and Grow Rich. Like if you read them as a pair, unmatched.
Because if you're thinking like Henry Ford and like, no, y'all just go back in there and find me what is it? At that time, it was like a V8 or
So Judge was pressing him, saying, "Well, what's the answer to this? What's the answer to that? What's the answer to that?" It's like I can go press a button and have someone bring me the fucking answer.
Yeah.
What next?
Like,
come on.
And people don't think about that. They're like, "Oh, you don't know this. You don't know that. You don't know this." And he's just like, "Why do I need to know all that? I got all these buttons right here. I push a button and I'll bring somebody in here that can tell you how much money we made, how much money we spent, who we paid. Like, I don't need to know that. Like, I just got to have a specialized knowledge on how to do this. I got to have a specialized knowledge on real estate and how a transaction works. I can push a button for somebody to come analyze this deal. I can push a button for someone to get that list and start calling that list. I can push a button for these people to start driving for dollars. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to do that. Like, same thing with the podcast. Right? We got Jake. I don't need to know how to freaking live stream it or how to hook up the mic and angle a camera here or shoot a, you know what I mean? Like, why?
It takes up a lot of mind space too.
Right? It takes up a lot of mind space. Like, focus on what you are good at and then outsource, delegate the rest.
Hands down. And go donate some blood if you broke.
If you need $100.
I'm sick of y'all. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. So how are we gonna fix their head? How do we fix their head?
Bro, we give them Rich Dad Poor Dad.
I'm in an honest journey to fix people's heads.
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Does that fix their head though?
It should. If it don't, then they already sick. You know what I mean? There's you know, and I don't want to offend nobody, you know what I mean? But when it comes to cancer, right? There's stages of cancer where you can help them have better chances at surviving. But then there's a point to where your cancer is so far gone that there's nothing you can do about it. Now, if Rich Dad Poor Dad can't cure your mind at this point, bro, it's terminal, bro. Like, you know what I mean? It's terminal, bro. Your mind's terminal.
Like, bro, how could we help all those people? Because their brain is sick. That's the only thing I can think about. Like, their brain is sick.
Yeah.
They need help.
They do. They're just like people on foreclosure.
But then I tried to help her.
Just like people on foreclosure, bro. We know that they need help, but they constantly telling us, no, I'm gonna figure it out. And you're looking at it like, bro, like your mortgage is $1,200 and you're $26,000 behind. Like, if you were gonna figure it out, you would have figured it out 3 months ago.
Right? Look, damn near. Like, I mean, no one's coming, or you have too much ego to ask someone to come.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't sold your car and you ain't sold all this shit yet to get caught up, then you probably aren't. You know what I mean? But again, the ego, man, is a huge thing. And people will rather sit there and tell you that they're okay than just put that ego to the side and tell you, like, no, I do need help. Like, I'm about to lose this house and I'm about to have a whole bunch of debt.
Or foreclosure, bro. That's tough. You know you can go bankrupt and you can buy a house like 3 years later.
I thought what was it, like 7? It was it's chapter 13.
Someone was telling me, like, bro, if you do it, like, odds are that you can still buy one in like 3 years.
Yeah,
like,
because they pretty much wipe away all your debt
if you go bankrupt. But like, it's just wild though. Like, it's kind of a crazy reset. Yeah,
it's almost like, well, shit. I mean, once you buy a house that you know, your forever house or something, like, bro, like, just sit in that bitch for 7 years, bro. You erase all that debt. And have fire fucking credit right after that.
All right, you got anything else, bro?
No, I said, if we don't have no questions, man, I mean, that's pretty much gonna be it. I feel like we covered some good stuff here. We'll be back next week. Same time, same shit. Y'all got something y'all want to hear us talk about? Make sure you guys drop a comment in the video. We'll take a look at it. And we'll go from there. You got some questions? Same thing. We do a podcast based off of that.
Oh yeah. Thank you guys so much. Do we have
Thank you for tuning in to the Free Agent Real Estate Investing Podcast. Don't forget to give us a 5-star review. If you would like to stay in touch with Stratton and myself, follow us on Instagram. And please be sure to subscribe to our Free Agent REI Podcast YouTube channel and give us a thumbs up.